The first knob that I'll talk about here is the rate knob, because the rate knob is what activates the modulation. If it's not activated, none of the other parameters do anything. So first we activate rate, turn it on, and then instantly we'll start seeing some motion here. And what is that doing? Well, the rate is the speed of the time-based modulation. So if we turn it all the way up, it goes fast. If we turn it all the way down, it's going slow. If we turn it all the way down to 0, it's completely off. And now, if we look back at our scale parameter here, we see this blue ring. And the blue ring indicates the boundary of the modulation, like where it's going to start and where it's going to end. And this little green dot that's moving indicates the current value at this current moment in time. So if we go back into our menu again, we can play with the depth as well. We can bring the depth down, and then we see this blue ring has shrunken, and the modulation is still moving and it's going back and forth, but it never goes past where the blue line is. And it's always going to be relative to where the knob is. So right now our knob is at about 3 o'clock. You see how the blue line moves with it? We put it back at 12 o'clock. Now the modulation is kind of ping pong back and forth around that center point. The next thing we can play with is the polarity. So right now we have the icon with the plus and minus, which indicates it's a bipolar modulation going back and forth. If we switch it to positive, now you see it's only going to go from where the knob has its value set. It's only going to modulate from there to the right. Before it was going left and right, now it's just going to the right. I'll increase the depth so you can see this a little bit better. Maybe speed it up. You see, it goes from where the white knob is until the endpoint, only on the right. We can go in the negative direction, and it does the same thing, but it goes from 12 o'clock then to the left. Go back to bipolar, and again, it's going across both. And then the other thing we have here is the wave shape. So right now it's a sine wave. So it's just a wave that looks like this icon, kind of goes up and down like a wave. We also have a square, which just goes from the far left to the far right of the depth. There's no morphing in between. The next option we have is a ramp or a sawtooth going up, and it goes from the left to the right, and then it starts over again. The other option we have is the inverse of that. It's a decreasing ramp or saw. It goes from the right to the left. Then we have the random wave, which is actually not a wave at all. It's just a series of random values. So there's no morphing in between them. It just chooses a random value each time and it jumps to that position. And then the next one we have is kind of like that, except it smooths it out. It's still randomized, like a smooth random. It morphs between the two values. So it chooses a random value and then morph to that. Choose another one, morph to that. And if we hit it again, it cycles back around to the sine wave again. And the only other control here is the rate multiplier, which is just a convenient way to double the rate or triple, quadruple, 8 times, 16 times, and reps back around to fractions. So it's just a nice way to be able to use the multiplier to get it kind of coarsely like where you want it, and then you can use the rate knob to get it fine-tuned. And then if you really want to fine-tune it even more, you can bring up this fine-tune menu here.